creator of every thought and feeling. Just keep seeing yourself and hold on to one thought. I am a powerful being. Gently repeat this to yourself and hold on to one thought. I am a powerful being. Just one thought. I am a powerful being. And feel what that means for us in day-to-day living. Powerful, untouched by what's happening around me. Stable, even if everything is not my way. Silent mind, even if there is a crisis outside. Powerful. I am a powerful being. Now just reflect on this morning, yesterday, or the week that has passed. Was there any situation which was not my way, and I saw myself reacting either in my mind or even in my behavior? Just hold on to that same situation and visualize that scene on the screen of your mind. If the same situation has to come this afternoon again, everything will be the same. What happened, who was involved, it could be at work, it could be at home. But now I respond to the situation in a different way. Powerful. Just check, is there another way to respond to that same scene of life? A response which keeps me energized. A response which allows me to be light, even if everything around me is not my way. Is there another way to respond? And visualize yourself responding another way. What I do remains the same. Even what I'm saying remains the same. But how I'm thinking, the way I'm saying those same words, shifts me from feeling heavy, disturbed, agitated, to being calm, light, powerful. And as I choose this option, I radiate light and power to everyone around me. See yourself at home, with family, with children. Responding another way. And as I do that, I I energize my people at home. I change the vibrations of the house just by responding another way. Now choose any one person with whom my energy exchange is not at the best vibration. I seem to react, even if it's only in my mind, with their behavior. While coming into interaction with them, there is a disturbance in the energy. Now see yourself with them. They remain the way they are. I choose to think differently. And as I shift, I feel light, even though nothing around me has changed. Let me remind myself every day, I am a powerful being. I think right. I feel light. And I radiate light and power. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So throughout the day, there's going to be a lot which is my way. And there are also going to be scenes which are not my way. Yes? Yes? Ever found a day where everything was going exactly your way? Aajkal the traffic bhi is not our way. Even when I leave home, if I check how much time the GPS is showing, it may not work that way. And halfway you realize, oh, but I'm late, but I checked and I left on time. So many things are not going to be my way. Even sometimes children may not be our way, whether at home, whether at school. So in a world where so much is not my way, is it possible that my mind starts being my way? जब कोई मेरा कहना नहीं मान रहा, तो कम से कम मेरा मन मेरा कहना माने. क्या ये हो सकता है? Yes, no, don't know. क्या लगता है? Is that possible? Should it happen? Possible or not possible? भी बाद में देखेंगे. Do you feel it's needed? How would that make a difference in life? If this is not my way, this is not my way, this is not my way. Sometimes even body is not my way. सुबह सुबह उठो और कुछ दर्द हो रहा है इतना सारा आज काम करना और अब दर्द भी होने लग गया. So sometimes even my body is not my way. And if everything is not my way, and the world is right now definitely not our way, the world, then allowing ourselves to get agitated, upset, irritated, angry, feeling low, and most important, feeling not in control of life. Not in control. In an era where technology has made everything in our control. सब कुछ हमारे कंट्रोल में, एक क्लिक से सब कुछ होता है. So everything is so much in our control, but we are feeling life is not in my control. So now is the time, more than ever before, to take back the control over. Yeah. Because when I feel in control of who I am, not just what I do, who I am. Who I am and what I do is completely different. We look at ourselves only in what we do throughout the day. I woke up in the morning, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, then I drove, then I came to school, then I did this. There is a whole long list of what we are doing. So from morning 5 to night 10, 11, we are doing. And most of us have mastered the art of being perfect in what we are doing. We excel. And because we excel, we achieve so much. This is all the result of our doing. But while doing so much, the being has not been taken care of. So while creating magic outside, while creating miracles outside, we started creating stress inside. Anyone here get stressed? Normal है? Normal है? हाँ जी? Normal है या नहीं? Normal है. So that's the world we've created. The mind which created the magic in the world was not able to create the magic inside. And while we were creating this magic in the world, we thought we would live a life of extreme happiness because we had created so much magic outside. And we are the generation who's seen this magic happen in the last 20, 30 years. So when we were in school, we didn't have most of the so-called magic of today. Everything was a little difficult. Of course, it didn't feel difficult because we had not seen any other way of being. We never had AC in school. Simple. गर्मी में पसीने में एग्जाम दिए, right कि नहीं? It was uncomfortable. Though we didn't know that it's uncomfortable because it was normal way of being. अभी we have AC in school, AC in bus, AC in house. हमें पता ही नहीं गर्मी क्या होती है. हमें मालूम ही नहीं है. So life is so comfortable. हर चीज़ एक क्लिक पर हो रही है. पढ़ाई भी एक क्लिक पर हो जाती है. Exams भी इतने easy हो गए हैं. And yet the children keep saying, we are very stressed. And then the children keep saying, nowadays I am depressed. And for depression to alag. Depressed is an emotion. Depression is an illness. But they don't use the word stress. They use the word depressed because they say, हमारा दर्द आपसे ज़्यादा है. And उनको लगता है हमारी जीवन आपके जीवन से मुश्किल थी. उनकी जीवन मुश्किल चल रही है. क्या लगता है मुश्किल चल रही है? यस, तो मुश्किल है वहाँ जीवन में कुछ भी. इतना सब कुछ आसान हो गया है. मुश्किल बाहर नहीं चल रही है. मुश्किल कहाँ चल रहा है? यहाँ चल रहा है. क्यों चल रहा है मुश्किल? Only because we have to work hard on creating something outside. It didn't just happen out of thin air. But while creating the magic outside, we stopped taking care within. So anything not taken care of, if you don't take care of this room for 1 month, what will happen? 1 महीना इस कमरे में कोई मत आओ, कोई सफाई नहीं करनी, कुछ नहीं करना 1 महीने के लिए. Will things change? Yes. Then don't come into this room for 1 year. Will things change? Yes. Then don't come into this room for 5 years. Will this room change? Yes. And why did it change? The room is still perfect. But only what happened? We didn't come here to take care. We didn't come here to clean. We don't come here to rearrange and set things and put it back into perfection. We just didn't come. And why didn't we come? We said we don't have time to come into this room. Itna bada school hai. So this room started becoming that neglected part of the school. So then you walk around the school and you'll suddenly find everything is super perfect. But when you come into this room, you can make out it's neglected, it's not taken care of, something is getting pulled down, something is not working, it's stinking, it's dirty. But still nobody is coming here. Because they said, one, we don't have time, and second, it's not important, this room. And then when we finally came into the room also, And we said, oh, this is because this is happening, this is because this is happening, this is because this is happening. We didn't say this room is not clean because we didn't come here to take care. So where is that room? Where is that room? हाँ, कब की थी लास्ट सफाई वहाँ पे? लास्ट सफाई कब की थी? ऐसे सफाई की जरूरत है इधर या नहीं है कोई जरूरत? किस किस के पास पुरानी बातें भी अभी तक याद है? हाँ हाँ बताओ, हाँ या ना? है। अब हम कहेंगे ना, नेचुरल है, पुरानी बात है, याद तो होगी ही। क्यों याद है? Because we didn't clean it up. We allowed it to be there. And we said this is normal. And the more we held on to it, photos नहीं चाहिए हमको अभी। भैया जी? See? So focused on the doing. This is how good we are at our doing. This is how good we are at our doing. We are so good, we are so focused that we create magic. I only have to focus on what I'm doing. So spirituality teaches me, I only focus on how I'm going to be. You master it. Because perfection, accuracy, excellence is our sanskar. It is our nature. Wherever you focus it, you will create magic. अब जितना perfection doing पे है, if you just one day create that aim, that today I'm going to be peaceful throughout the day. Only for one day. चलो one day भी छोड़ देते हैं. 1 hour. Now 1 hour, anyone come and say anything to me. Anyone come and do whatever. It doesn't mean I'll just sit back doing nothing. I will do what needs to be done. But over here, I will remain calm for 1 hour. Anyone can do that for 1 hour? कौन कौन कर सकता है 1 घंटे के लिए? हाथ उठा लो अच्छे से। हाँ, 1 घंटे के लिए you can do it for 1 hour. कैसे करेंगे? There can be lots that happening around you which is not right. तो भी आप कर लेंगे। कैसे करेंगे? And everything will go wrong in that 1 hour. The day we decide something, no, we think everything is going wrong today. Because that is the day where we had started paying attention to the self. Other days we would just react and we would not even count how many times I reacted. But the day we decide I'm going to be calm today the whole day, suddenly it feels कि सारे exams आज ही आ रहे। So 1 घंटा कर सकते हैं? अब एक बार हाथ उठाओ, we'll take a picture of that. कहाँ गए भैया पिक्चर वाले? अब उनको बुलाओ, बोलो बाहर नहीं जाना है, इधर आके बैठो. We'll tell you when to click the pictures. हाँ, अब हाथ उठाओ. 1 hour, who has the capacity to remain? अब ये आप फोटो खींच लीजिए ये वाली अच्छे से. He should also be happy with his doing. ना, इधर मेरी doing ही हटा दी. Now, if I am choosing to remain calm for an hour in the midst of all challenges, not कि ऐसे बैठ कर I'm calm. In the midst of challenge, in the midst of crisis, what will I have to do for that 1 hour? क्या ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा? क्या करना पड़ेगा? हाँ जी, not to react. Very good. That means the other times I am reacting. If I can do it, not to react for 1 hour, which means the other times I am reacting, right? And which means, do I choose the reaction or the reaction is because of the situation? Every answer is right for the next 1 hour. Just keep having your answers because whatever you answer, it's your mind which is processing that. So am I choosing the reaction or the reaction is because of the situation?
Choosing the reaction because of the situation.
Wonderful. देखा, ये आंसर किसी ने भी नहीं दिया. I'm choosing the reaction because of the situation. So which means here comes a situation and I choose that I will want to react that way. Which is also okay. How many feel this is right? I choose my reaction. Acha, okay, very good. Sometimes I choose my reaction and sometimes
it has right to be calm, not to
Hanji?
respond and stay calm.
Sometimes I choose. No, we are talking only of when we are reacting. So sometimes I'm choosing my reaction and sometimes I'm reacting. किस किस का हाथ अपने आप ऐसे उठ जाता है? How many of you have that? अपने आप हाथ उठ के ऐसे होता है किसी का? नहीं. You choose. You choose. Which means your body is in your control. Or does it start doing things on its own? बीमारी होती है तो ये हाथ अपने आप उठता है. But हम सब ठीक ठाक हैं. So this body is in my control. If this hand is moving in my control, are my words in my control? What I speak, is it in my control? So am I choosing what to say? Always? Not always. So those times when I am not choosing, who is choosing? Okay, so the emotion is choosing what I'm saying. And whose emotion is that? And who is choosing that emotion? Who is choosing that emotion? Okay, I create that emotion and that's why I speak in that manner. So for example, anger, then I will speak in that manner. Hurt, I will speak in that manner. Fear, I will speak in that manner. But then first I'm creating the emotion, then the words. So who's creating that emotion? I. If I was not creating it, then you wouldn't say that you can be calm for an hour even if situations are not your way. So first thing we're going to shift is from a life of dependency to a life of self-mastery, remembering that I am choosing always.
But isn't that emotion is the situation is choosing that emotion and not you?
Okay. आप एक मिनट खड़े हो जाएंगे? Very good. So very nice. So she's saying, is it not that the situation is choosing my emotion? Situation will choose my emotion?
Yeah, because if the circumstances are like that, like everybody's saying, that automatically comes. That's how I feel.
Every answer is right. So suppose you're here, and right now I'm going to say something which is not right to you. Very rude, very loud, and in front of everyone around you, and on media. Situation. This is your situation. And in this situation, now there will be an emotion, there can be a word also, and there can be a behavior also. Will I be choosing how you feel, speak, and behave? I'm your situation. I can be your principal. I'm your situation. I can be your spouse. I am your situation. I can be your child. I am your situation. How you feel, how you speak, how you behave will be decided by me.
No, I think yes.
Thank you. Huh.
I think yes, even if situation is a little adverse.
No, this is adverse. Will I be choosing how you feel? What you will say now?
No.
Who will be choosing?
It's again me.
Everybody think, and everybody think of your situations and your people. Hanji.
No, I'll be choosing, not the situation.
नहीं पक्का कर लेते हैं for a lifetime this is. Situation is not pleasant.
Don't want to argue. But
No. We don't call it an argument first of all. That word doesn't exist in our vocabulary. We are discussing.
Thank you so much. So many a times you are compelled because of how you are or who you are and how you have built yourself, whatever way. You choose a particular language, you choose particular words because of the circumstances around. So it's actually not my choice at that particular moment. That's how.
Let's rewind the whole line. You are what you are because of how you are programmed, and that's your nature, you said. And so when that situation comes, automatically those words and emotions get created. But still they are getting created by. Suppose I'm that same situation. Suppose you have been groomed in a certain way which says, कोई अगर गलत behave कर रहा हो, चुप हो जाओ. Suppose that's how you were taught. ठीक है? Suppose that is how you were taught from when you were a child. Your parents said, चुप हो जाना उस टाइम पर. उल्टा जवाब नहीं देना होता. बस चुप हो जाओ. फिर आप चुप हो जाएंगे. Because you were taught, you chose to be that way many times in your life, and then comes a situation and you automatically respond that way by just being silent. Suppose they taught you, चुप नहीं होना होता जब कोई गलत बोल रहा है. तुम अपनी बात रखो सामने. चुप थोड़ी होना होता है. So that is what you were taught. Then that's how you lived your life. And then when came a situation, you responded another way. फिर somebody said, जोर से बोलो, नहीं तो दूसरा वाला तुम पर हावी हो जाएगा. So you accepted that information, whoever gave it to you. You chose to react that way, and then you did that many times in life. But every time, who is choosing the reaction? Options बहुत सारे. Conditioning deep है. Nature बन गई है. So once it becomes my nature, I don't choose. I live out of my sanskar. That is called sanskar. Sanskar means now that sanskar automatically comes into reaction, but yet whose sanskar is coming into reaction? It's still my sanskar coming into reaction. The other person cannot choose your response. You can choose different responses. You can have a set response which you use every time somebody behaves a certain way, but still, who is choosing that response? Just that much is important. ठीक है? Anybody has any doubt about this? Okay, who's choosing Hanji?
It's not doubt, man. The way you're explaining things is very nice. I think we compartmentalize our emotions with a particular person. And our experiences are like, introduce, establish, and then we play around those emotions. Once the situation has been introduced to us, we react in a certain pattern. Then that becomes our behavior. And whenever that kind of situations come nearby us, if even it's new to us, sometimes we try to do the permutation and combination of those emotions in a new situation.
Simple.
At the end of the day, we are there.
I'm simple. So at the end of the day, who's choosing the reaction?
We.
Everybody? Yes. Haath utha lo. Now this is a haath uthana for personal responsibility. Okay, yes, this world is not my way every time. Sometimes it's my way, sometimes it is not my way. But how I am inside, and then what comes outside into my, how I'm inside is here, my thoughts, feelings, emotions, my sanskars. Then how I speak and what I do is completely whose choice? Are you sure? Can you take out your phone and type this out once? Because this is going to change a complete programming of how we live our life of a victim blaming the world for how we are feeling. I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, emotion, word, and behavior. I am the creator of my every thought, feeling, emotion, word, and behavior in every scene of life. Okay? I am the creator of my thought, feeling, emotion, word, behavior in every, and the every can be in capital letters. Every, which means there is no scene where I am not the creator. It can be an insignificant situation like a traffic jam. It could be the worst situation of your life as a death in a family. It is still a situation and I am creating the emotion. I'm creating the emotion. So we can't say, isme to I'm creating, isme I'm not creating. No. Situation koi bhi hogi. It's like equations. We used to learn the equations. That is the role of the student. Exam में कौन सी problem आने वाली है वो थोड़ी पता होती है. But हमें, what do we have to learn? Only we have to learn the equations. As long as I put the right equation on the first line, I'll get the solution. But if my first line of the equation is wrong, then I can go on and on taking as many supplements, feeling happy that I'm very successful because I took more supplements. But because my first line of the equation was wrong, I can never get the right answer. So it's so important to just know the equations of life. Then they will fit right into every situation and we will get the right solution because the equation. Now we have been living through an opposite equation which said, उन्होंने ऐसे किया, बुरा तो लगना ही था. बात ऐसी थी, गुस्सा तो आना ही था. आज बात ऐसी हुई, खुश तो होना ही था. So if somebody came and asked me, why are you so irritated? You know what they did? Tuk, tuk, tuk. I had to fill in the blank. Why are you so angry today? This is what they did. Why are you so stressed? This is what happened. Why are you so happy? Because this is what happened. So every time we had this has happened for me to feel this way. And every time I was saying that, I was endorsing the line that what I think, I feel and behave is because of the world outside of me. And this said that my inner world is dependent on the outer world. Now, when my inner world is dependent on the outer world, then for my inner world to be happy and perfect, my outer world needs to be perfect. And outer world needs to be perfect means every situation my way, every person my way, and always, and even my body my way. And that's not happening. And so I allowed myself to create anger, irritation, stress, worry, fear, criticism, comparison, long list. And while I was creating those emotions, I said it's normal. ऐसा फील होना तो नॉर्मल है. और हम नहीं भी फील हो रहे थे तो हमारे साथ वाला बोलता है आंट यू फीलिंग बैड अबाउट व्हाट शी सेड टू यू. हाँ 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 या फीलिंग बैड. अभी तक तो बुरा नहीं लग रहा था, दूसरे ने याद दिला दिया कि बुरा लगना चाहिए, उन्होंने आपको ऐसा किया है. Then another person will say, don't forgive her for what she has done because she will do it again. तो इस युग में राय भी ऐसे ही मिलेगी. And so I keep creating those same emotions. तो भी ठीक चल रहा था. But then more and more the world is not my way. And the more and more I started creating these emotions, I started creating a life where I said I want happiness. How many of you want happiness? Everybody क्यों बोला आपने? आपको कैसे पता है सबके बारे में? Everybody. हाँ, ये कैसे हुआ? हाँ? So is this success that I want happiness? ये success है हमारी? बाहर अमीर हो गए, मेहनत की ना बाहर. This is what happens. Wherever we work hard, we'll create magic. We worked hard, we achieved so much, we have everything that money can buy. We have more of what is needed. But we reach the stage suddenly saying, मुझे खुशी चाहिए, which means हम यहाँ थोड़े से. So now we want to be rich both worlds, outer world also and inner world also. So can we start practicing this from today? Situation is what the situation is. My response is totally my choice. How many of you are married? So tonight, if your husband doesn't behave the right way, spouse doesn't come at the right time, doesn't behave the right way, doesn't speak the right way, can you choose a different way of responding? अरे क्या हो?
Yes.
क्या हो? अभी तो we have to come to school tomorrow morning. We're just talking about घर का situation. Which one is easier? घर का situation या workplace का situation? Which one is easier to practice this? Workplace is easier to practice than home, na? This is another change that has happened in the world. 10 years back, if we would talk to people, they would say Monday to Friday is very difficult. Saturday, Sundays. Listen, that's why the world had that word Monday blues. Monday so be बहुत difficult होता है. Then we crossed a stage where we used to have people saying Monday to Friday is also same, Saturday, Sunday is also difficult. Now when I meet people, they say Monday to Friday is easier than Saturday, Sunday. Now this is a wake-up call. If we have reached a stage where I'm saying being with family has got tougher than being at work, then we've reached a crisis already. We've already reached a crisis. Because family was the place which was a buffer. Family was a place जहाँ सारी दिन की सारी बातें क्या हो जाती थी? Neutralize हो जाती थी, खत्म हो जाती थी. And Monday morning we would come very energized. So if you check on the Delhi-Gurgaon expressway, now you can't make out whether it's Monday, Friday, Saturday, कुछ भी पता नहीं चलता है. Whether it's morning when we are going to work or it's evening when we are returning from work, कुछ नहीं पता चलता है. सब थके हुए हैं. सब थके हुए हैं. Earlier morning faces used to be different, end of the day faces different. अब तो Monday सुबह भी ऐसे ही है. Now what is this sign of? This sign of is that the inner world has started getting थका हुआ है. थका हुआ है why? Because it is creating these emotions which are an energy depleter. So this battery inside has started dipping, and so we are feeling that Saturday, Sunday is getting tougher when we are going to be with family. तो कब करना है? घर पे करना है, यहाँ करना है? एक दिन तो करके देखना है. कब करना है? आज ही कर लें. आज ही कर लें. Yes, and सब करेंगे तो और भी easy हो जाएगा. If everyone does together, फिर तो बहुत easy है because everybody will be on their best behavior. तो वैसे ही आपका एग्जाम वैसे ही easy हो जाएगा. Everyone will have to take care. That's why it's good fun to do things together. So how in the doing we do things together, na? In being also we should do things together. That today, one day we will all be peaceful. Today, one day we will be in harmony. Come what may, let anything happen. Today, one day I will bend, I will adjust. So when we do it together, it becomes easier to do that. But again, we are not going to wait for the world to agree to do it on the same day as me. I will have to start doing it for myself. Why? Because now, if you have to raise your hand saying, I want happiness, I want peace, then the next question is, who is going to give it to your children? Not the children in school, to your children. कौन देने वाला है उनको ये खुशी और शक्ति और शांति? Who's going to give it to them? Because I'm sure your spouse is also going to say the same thing. मुझे खुशी चाहिए, शांति चाहिए, 2 मिनट शांति दे दो. ऐसे ही बोलते हैं ना, 2 मिनट तो शांति से बैठने दो. कितने गरीब हो गए हम? कितने गरीब? It's like saying 2 रुपया दे दो. It's like that. 2 मिनट शांति दे दो. कितने गरीब हो गए? Important is the effect of that is coming onto the children. We can still manage with life with this little, but they can't. Because their emotional health, their emotional resilience is not as strong as us, because we were very resilient while we were growing up. We have seen tough situations, we had to bend a lot, we had to adjust a lot. एक चीज घर में कितनी मुश्किल से आई थी, याद है ना? एक साइकिल, एक स्कूटर, एक गाड़ी, anything we needed also we were told, हाँ दिवाली पे मिलेगी, बर्थडे पे मिलेगी ये. It created so much patience in us. Then when we got it, it created so much gratitude. एक नई dress was like so much. Today क्या है? Amazon पे जाओ, click, आ जाएगी. नहीं पसंद है, छोड़ दो, वापस करो. Where is the patience getting created? Where is the gratitude getting created? Where is the value for that thing that I've got getting created? I can just throw it away like this. Now we say, इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है? इसमें बड़ी बात है, because the resilience is not getting developed. हो ही नहीं रहा. And it starts feeling as if this whole world is in my control and I can choose what I want from this world. But suddenly will come a situation in their life which is not their way. And then they will not have the ability to bend, to adapt, to adjust. क्योंकि करना नहीं पड़ा कभी. Because for the last 20 years, we are parenting with money. So when we were growing up, resources were lesser, resilience was higher. Right है बात? Yes? किस किस को ना बहुत बार सुनना पड़ता था जीवन में? ये नहीं मिले. Even if they had it, they would not give it, because they knew that was the way to parent, because that builds the strength of the child's mind. अभी नहीं मिलेगा. हमको चाहिए. नहीं बोला ना, नहीं मतलब नहीं. Would your mommy ask you every day, आज क्या खाओगे आप? नहीं. क्या बोलते थे? बन गया है, आ जाओ, खा लो और जाओ. And if we had to say, मुझे नहीं खाना, आपसे किसने पूछा आपको खाना है कि नहीं खाना? खाओ. And we're like, कितने strict है ये. Tonight before going to sleep, thank them for being so strict. And they were loveful. They were very caring. And that's why they knew that this was good for us. This was good for us, because for a child, even if you give them something to eat which is not their choice, for a child that is life. So life has suddenly given something that is not my way, and I'm having to adjust with that. I'm having to eat something which is not my choice. I'm having to wear something which I don't want to wear. I am having to go somewhere where I don't feel like going. So हम उनको बोलते थे, हमें वहां नहीं जाना. तो उन्होंने कहा, आपसे पूछा नहीं है, कल सुबह 10 बजे तैयार हो जाना, जाना है. This was life. Telling me, I'm not asking you. This is your life. Now adapt to it. Today you're asking your children, आप चलेंगे? And they will say, no, हम नहीं जा रहे हैं. मैं say, अच्छा, okay, ठीक है. तो क्या हुआ? They didn't get to bend. They didn't get to adjust. They didn't get to adapt. They started getting things, everything their way, and we thought this is good parenting. All parents of today are teaching their children how to make choices. Choose करो आपको क्या खाना है. Choose करो आपको क्या पहनना है. Choose करो आपको कहाँ जाना है. And when I tell parents, I said, वो छोटे बच्चे को थोड़ी ही पता है क्या अच्छा है उसके लिए खाने के लिए. What are you doing? नहीं, we are teaching our children how to make choices. ये कहीं और से सीखा होगा. क्योंकि अपने से सीखना नहीं था ना, अपनी संस्कृति से. हमने सीखा वो लोग ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट है, उनसे सीखना चाहिए. So we are teaching our children how to make choices, which is good. But in the process, we didn't teach them how to face that which was not my choice. Because the world is not going to be as per my choice. Situations will not always be my way. And when that situation comes, it's very difficult for them to bend. And that is why now anxiousness, anxiety, panic, depression, stress, normal ho gaya. Normal ho gaya. And we're still not taking a pause to create a change. And when such two children will get married, दोनों को नहीं आता ऐसे करना, and दोनों को आदत है everything has to be my way. So then क्या होगा? So the whole unit, family unit has started getting affected. And this has all happened in our lifetime. So we are not talking history. So we are the people who have seen this change, and we are the people who know how to change what has happened which was not right. उनको तो पता ही नहीं होगा because they haven't seen that era. So they don't know. So we shifted from 10 people living in a house or 6 people living in a house to 4 people living in a house to 2 people living in a house to 1 person in 1 room. And we thought this was happiness, my own room. What we didn't realize is because I was alone in my 1 room, I was not getting to bend, I was not getting to adjust, I was not getting to adapt. I was not getting an opportunity to mold myself. And then when life threw something, I didn't know how to bend. तो अगर अब मैं कभी bend ही ना हूँ physically also and I bend, it's going to hurt everywhere. It's going to pain. So we have to go back to having everything that money can buy, but still saying no to them. हो सकता है? अब तो डरने लग गए हो आप अपने बच्चों से. This is really a crisis situation. This is a big crisis right now. The other day I was sitting with someone, it was late in the evening, not late in the night, and her daughter 10th standard came home a little late from a party. So इतना धीरे से उसको पूछा, aren't you a little late? I looked at her and said, why are you getting scared? She is late. She should be getting scared. मतलब हमें तो वही आदत थी कि हमें डर लगता था घर आने में if we are late. उसने इतने धीरे से पूछा ना उसको, aren't you a little late? And then the daughter from there, very sweet child. The children are lovely children, but वो enough programming कैसे हो गई है? So she said, Mom, remember we are friends. And she walked in. Because mothers टोक सकती हैं, friends टोकते नहीं. So, how many of you are friends to your children? And if you are a friend, please go back home today and say, I changed my mind. I am a parent. They have too many friends. They have strangers as friends now on their social media. They have only one set of parents, and that parent better become a parent. A parent which is accepting, a parent with whom you can come and share everything. But a parent who will be strict when it's needed, and a parent to whom the child needs to listen. Kehna manna padega. Don't panic just because something happened somewhere in the world. आजकल कहते बच्चों को कुछ मत बोलो, पता नहीं क्या कर लेंगे. क्या कर लेंगे? नहीं बोल रहे हो इसलिए कर रहे हैं. नहीं बोल रहे हो इसलिए कर रहे हैं because they are going through so much pain now that's when they take such action. They didn't do it just because the parent said something to them one day. It's because they are growing up emotionally not strengthened, and suddenly the air in the world has also become very painful. And this increased during COVID time. Because COVID time, 5 continents, we created fear, worry, anxiety. The vibration of the planet dipped. And 2 years is a very big period for a child. It's like Delhi air pollution. 4 महीने pollution होती है, people start falling ill, people reach the ICU, some people even leave because the air is polluted. When the air gets vibrationally polluted. COVID में घर पे थे, लेकिन emotion कौन सी create हो रही थी? Fear, worry, anxiety. 2 years and all over the world. The energy of the world dipped. Post-COVID, human minds were not the same. This anxiety, panic attack has all increased post-COVID. Depression increased post-COVID. Suicide increased like this post-COVID. And normal families. हम उसको ऐसे पढ़ते हैं एज अ न्यूज ऐसे हाँ उनके घर में कोई प्रॉब्लम होगी. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी उनके घर में. They were one of you staying somewhere in your township. It is just the air that they... It's like when the air gets polluted, everyone gets affected in a different way, na? But someone gets affected to an extent that they have to be in the ICU because the air was polluted. Pollution कोई और create करता है, असर किसी और पे होता है. So the children got affected the most, not because it was locked down and they were sitting at home. That's not the reason. The reason is the air dipped and they were anyways not at a very high emotional immunity system in their life. And so they got affected the most. Post-COVID, the world did not go back to normal anyways. Now there is one more situation in the world. Again, there is fear, anxiety, hatred, worry, insecurity. Again, the air is dipping. Anyways, वो ऊपर गई भी नहीं थी, अब वो और नीचे जा रही है. Next year, something else will happen in the world. So if we don't take care of raising our energy and vibration, you will not be able to raise the energy of your children. Then anything happening in any part of the world is going to affect the human mind in every part of the world. So nothing has to happen in our country for us to dip. It can happen in any part of the world. But because we keep reading and listening to what's happening in the world, we start creating that same emotion here, and the air overall has dipped. So if you start working on yourself and just start raising your energy, not just your children at home benefit, your children in school start benefiting. Because your role is to be around children always. Yes? दोनों हाथ ऐसे रखना 1 minute. Put your child, not your student, your child on the left hand or any family member, and yourself on the right hand. If your child is going through any issue in life, and so emotionally they feel a little low, upset हो गए या चिंता में है, worried है, डरे हुए हैं, so that child will vibrationally dip a little, right? Now, you as a parent seeing them dip, what happens to the right hand?
Goes down to
राइट हैंड भी नीचे चला जाता है. कौन कौन को लगता है ऐसा होता है? एंड ये नॉर्मल है? या ओके, ये नॉर्मल है. सो व्हेन दिस राइट हैंड आल्सो डिप्स मींस वी वाइब्रेशनली आई आल्सो फील अ लिटिल लो, एंग्शियस. सो इट्स हियर. सो व्हेन द राइट हैंड आल्सो डिप्लीट्स अ लिटिल, व्हाट्स द एनर्जी दैट द चाइल्ड ऑन द लेफ्ट हैंड इज गोइंग टू गेट? Lower energy. Very good. And when the left hand will receive that lower energy from the parent, where will the left hand go? Lower. Very good. And looking at them like that, where's the right hand going to go? नीचे. Very good. तो प्यार से हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं? नीचे नीचे नीचे. And फिर इस स्थिति में अब आप स्कूल आ जाओ. अब इस स्टेज में यहाँ पर you come to school. Perfect in the doing. Nobody will even come to know what's happening inside your mind. You are perfect in the doing. But vibrationally, where are you? Dipped. Because your child at home is dipped. Very good. So now the right hand is here. Now on the left hand, put all your students. They anyways are not coming at this stage. Because उनके घर में भी कुछ चल रहा है. So as a teacher, as a facilitator, as an educator who's surrounded by children throughout the day, what am I radiating to every child I interact with? Low energy. So the fundamental reason why children are vibrating at a lower energy is not they, it is because of the energy that all the adults around them are vibrating at. If the adults change their energy, बच्चे तो ऐसे हो जाएंगे. अगर फिर से रखो, so when your child on the left hand is low, ideally, where should the right hand be? कितना? इतना थोड़ा सा आप, ज़्यादा आप कितना? करो करो, जहाँ करोगे वहीं पहुंचोगे. तो where do you want the right hand to be? Here. And now if you're here, what do you radiate to your child? Power. When you are light, you will radiate light and power to them. And when you radiate, because energy doesn't flow from here, energy flows from higher to lower, not from lower to higher. So you're here energized, even without saying anything. You're radiating power. And when you're radiating power, where is this left hand going to start moving? Upward. Now same, come to school. And you're here. You're here because you're taking care of your mind every single day to live here at this energy. Doing still is perfect. It was perfect even before, but now the being has started radiating a different energy to everyone in the school, and you won't even know how you become instrumental in allowing people to move upwards just because of the energy you radiate. So do you think it's worth it? अपने आप को थोड़ा सा energize करना, थोड़ी सी मेहनत अपने पे कर लेना. Is it worth it? Yes, because our energy doesn't just influence us. Our energy influences everyone around it. Your energy, what you are here, is creating the vibration of this school. Everyone's been to a place of worship, mandir, gurdwara, sab gaye. Who creates the vibration of that place? क्या वो एक मूर्ति क्रिएट करती है वहां की वाइब्रेशन? नो, it's just a structure. A temple is just a structure. A gurdwara is just a structure. But over a period of time, the energy of that place starts increasing. Who raises the vibration of that place? The people who go there. How do they do that? Because the words in their mind, the words that they are saying, they're all high energy words. So the same human being, when they create high energy words in their mind and the high energy words when they're speaking, seva bhav in what they are doing, they create higher energy in that space. Now take the same set of people and put them into a shopping mall. Same people, not different people. Same people, pick them up from the mandir, gurdwara and put them into a shopping mall. Soch badal gayi, words badal gaye, behavior badal gaya, shopping mall radiates at a different vibration. Now pick up the same set of people and put them in their workplace. It's not different people are creating different vibrations. It's the same people creating different energy in different places, and that's why different places vibrate at a different energy. And now most important, the same people at home. If you want to energize your child, you only have to take care that your house starts vibrating at this energy. पूरा दिन वो बाहर रहेंगे. You have no control over where they're going, what they're doing. That's their choice. They've grown up. They are influenced by peer pressure. They are influenced by content that they're consuming. So visualize that they are out into the toxic air of Delhi. But when they come home, if you have an air purifier at home, 12 hours they will get to breathe fresh air. They will remain healthy. And who's going to be that air purifier? Who's going to be that air purifier? But if I get toxic air at outside, if I get toxic air at home, and now I'm not being able to decide which is more toxic, घर ज़्यादा मुश्किल है या बाहर ज़्यादा मुश्किल है, then the child is started getting affected vibrationally. That vibration starts affecting the emotion and then the mind. तो थोड़ी सी मेहनत, थोड़ा सा, it's not even मेहनत actually, it's attention. थोड़ा सा attention, and we can shift from here to yes, करना चाहिए, करना चाहिए, पक्का पक्का करना चाहिए, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. And always to remember, I'm not doing this just for myself. I'm doing it so that I can energize everyone around me. So if you just start working in this space, then wherever you are, whether you're at home, whether in your school, whether in your class, whether with your child, whether with your student, wherever you are energizing people. Wherever you are, you become the counselor now. It's not now that time is over. One counselor, two counselors will not do now. Everybody is needed to be a counselor. What is a counselor? A counselor is detached. बात वो वही कर रहे होंगे which the parent is saying, but the parent is attached. The parent goes here, but counselor is detached. So with the counselor, the child is getting very nice, normal, neutral energy. With the parent, they're getting fear, panic, and say like, leave me alone. How many times your children say, leave me alone? Why would they want to be alone when they are in pain? Because you are vibrating at worry and pain. And when we are in pain, we can't handle any more pain. We say, आप मेरे को अकेले छोड़ दो. We will say, नहीं मुझे आपके साथ बैठना. बोलो मुझे किसी के साथ नहीं बैठना अभी. Why? Because when we are in pain, we don't want to be surrounded by anybody else who's in pain. Even if that pain is just worry for us. But even then it's a lower energy. But if you start vibrating here, your child will come and sit with you and say, मुझे 5 मिनट आपके पास बैठना है. And then you will say, कोई बात करनी है? Say, मुझे कुछ बात नहीं करनी, मुझे बस आपके पास बैठना है. And वो बैठ कर क्या हो जाएगा? वो आपके साथ बैठ कर energize हो जाएगा और energize होके वो अपनी life की problem solve कर लेगा. They all know what they have to do. They don't need answers of what they have to do. They just need the power to implement the answer they know that is right. But they are not getting that power today from anyone. It's getting tougher in both places. The education place and also my home. And you all know every house has a story today. हर घर घर की कहानी चल रही है आजकल. So you are, the children coming to you are not like the children we were when we went to school. हंसते खेलते मौज में. No, they're coming with a lot of baggage from home. Actually now it's going to become the other way around. You will have to do the healing here in school. They will go home and they will heal their parents. हो सकता है ऐसे? You taught them, don't use plastic. You taught them, don't burst crackers. They went home and taught their parents. Then the parents said, नहीं नहीं दिवाली है थोड़ा तो बचाना पड़ेगा. They said, no, ma'am said no crackers. It's going to work that way. They will go home and teach their parents. Ma'am said no anger. Same thing can be discussed in a more respectful manner. We don't need to raise our volume. They will go home and change it, provided we create that culture here, that this is the way to be, this is the way to speak, this is the way to behave, even when people are not my way. So now, forget that era के संस्कार वो वहाँ से लेकर आएंगे. संस्कार तो सबके बहुत अच्छे हैं, but emotionally weak है. It's not कि बच्चे अच्छे नहीं हैं, बच्चे बहुत अच्छे हैं, बच्चे बहुत intelligent हैं, but मन कमजोर है. It is not wrong people, it is right people who are emotionally weak. And now with new technologies that will come in, so another set of addictions and another set of going into your own shell, not finding the need to be with people, will only make them weaker. So responsibility kiski? Responsibility kiski? So all that we have to do is start living here. Again, put both your hands there. I'll say out a few emotions. You put them either on the left or on the right. Left is the depleter ones and right will be the energizer ones. Which means left आपको नीचे लेकर आता है, right वाला आपके mind को यहाँ लेकर जाता है. Okay? And just say left and right to see where we are. Stress? अच्छे से बोलो. You're saying it because it has to get recorded here. If you listen, it won't get recorded. If you say it, it will get recorded. These are the depleters. This is the energizer. ये हमें यहाँ लेके जाएगा और ये हमें यहाँ लेकर जाएगा. So stress is left. Right पे क्या आएगा? Situation comes, not my way. Stress नहीं create करना है. तो कैसे करना है? Calm, powerful, stable. Anger? Left, right? Someone is not my way, student is not my way, colleague is not my way, not anger. तो फिर कैसे? क्वाइट तो नहीं हो ना, इंस्ट्रक्ट करना है, डिसिप्लिन करना है. ऐसे नहीं है. एंगर, नो एंगर डजंट मीन ऐसे चुप. उनको कौन ठीक करेगा फिर? बट अनदर वे, saying the same thing another way also. You know, sometimes the words are going to be the same, but the way we say it and the energy with which we say it. Anger is first here. Sometimes we can be angry here even if we're very polite here. It's very angry with you, like, hello, how are you? But I'm very angry inside. ऐसा हो सकता है? Yes. So anger is not necessary in what I'm saying. Anger is more here. Anger is when I am unhappy with what they have done. But it's very easy to shift to compassion and empathy when I understand everyone is on their journey. Every child is coming from a different background. I don't know what has happened in their house today. I don't know what they are going through. And I'm here to energize them. So then you become a doctor. A doctor doesn't get upset if the patient is unwell. The doctor knows that everyone who's unwell is going to come to me and it's my role to heal. So everyone around us today is emotionally not in their perfect health. So someone could be ill with jealousy, someone could be ill with ego, someone could be ill with hurt, someone could be ill with worry. My role is to energize them. इतना याद रह सकता है? Easy है ना? So anger का opposite, compassion, empathy. Understand they are going through pain. They want to do things the right way, but they need power yet. They need strength. And even if I can't give it to them, at least I can't deplete my power because they are not my way, because throughout the day, most people are not going to be my way. Worry? Left. Opposite of worry? अपने बच्चों की चिंता नहीं करनी है. चिंता करेंगे तो कहाँ जाएंगे? इधर जाएंगे. तो opposite of worry? Care, blessing. Start converting your every thought of worry into a blessing. For example, simple thought of worry, क्या होगा इसका? Okay, simple thought ना, पता नहीं क्या होगा इसका. Convert it to इसका perfect के अलावा कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So just your thought will change the energy that's radiating to your child. Imagine sitting and thinking, इसका क्या होगा? ये करेगा, नहीं करेगा, नहीं करेगा. मतलब without saying a word, you can deplete the other person. हिंदी में पहले बचपन में हम सीखते थे, चिंता चिता के समान है. चिता कैसे चलते? बिकॉज वो कॉन्स्टेंट थॉट्स चलते, इसका क्या होगा, इसका क्या होगा, इसका क्या होगा, इसका दुनिया में ये हो रहा है, कैसे होगा, ट्रैवल करेगा, कैसे करेगा, बाहर जाएगा, नहीं जाएगा, कैसे. धीरे चिंता की थॉट्स बहुत फास्ट चलती हैं. सो दे इट्स थिंकिंग मोर and not thinking right. So what Raj Yoga teaches us is look at your thought and change it. Look at your thought and change it, because now we know that I am the creator of that thought. Earlier I thought I am not the creator, so it's allowed to think that way. But once I realize I am the creator of the thought, then to change the thought is whose choice? It's mine. I don't need the world to change for me to be able to change my thought. And when I start changing my thought, my energy will start shifting. So आज सारा दिन में चलते फिरते चेक करते रहना कौन सी चिंता है. And उसी टाइम चिंता का ऑपोजिट, लेफ्ट कॉलम राइट कॉलम, ऑपोजिट ऑपोजिट करते हैं ना स्कूल में, ऑपोजिट ऑपोजिट. बस ये थॉट लिखो, उसका ऑपोजिट थॉट लिखो, ये थॉट लिखो, उसका ऑपोजिट थॉट लिखो. ये थॉट लेफ्ट हैंड वाला होगा और ये वाला थॉट राइट हैंड वाला होगा. इजी टू डू दैट. Any example of chinta? Anybody? Any example of chinta? आपके पास एक भी थॉट एग्जाम्पल नहीं है चिंता का? Nobody thought. किसी को कोई चिंता भी नहीं है?
How to meet timelines?
हाँ जी.
How to meet timelines or deadlines?
How? No. So what's the worry thought?
Will I be able to finish it?
Will I be able to finish my task on time? Now convert this to I will finish my task accurately before time. Just convert. काम उतना ही है, time उतना ही लगने वाला है. But if I'm on a lower energy, it takes me longer to do what I have to do. But most important, I'm depleting while I'm doing it. And if I change my thought, I'm energized while I'm doing it. And if I'm energized, I'll always perform my task better than what I would do in a depleted condition, and it will always take lesser time. सबसे important चीज, when we start taking care of our time, you know what happens? We have more time on our hand. When we have people coming to our meditation center, so we tell them, okay, take out an hour and come every day. So एक घंटा कहाँ से निकलेगा रोज? हमारे पास तो वैसे ही मरने की फुर्सत भी नहीं है आजकल, तो एक घंटा कहाँ से निकल सकता है? But then some of them say, okay, let me experiment. I will start doing it. So initially it takes a lot of effort to fit in that 1 hour into your daily routine. But kuch din ke baad, we are all habits. So we are able to fit that into our routine, and after some time we are used to that. Now this is the way, this is my time. After 3-4 months, they will come and say, kya koi seva hai? Hum seva kar sakte hain? So we say no. You only have to take care of your home, you only have to take care of your work and come for 1 hour. So then they say, that's all taken care of, I have more time. Can I come for seva? Where did this more time come from? Time is directly proportional to the energy which I am inside. We have created a world which goes on saying, I'm getting late, I have no time, I have no time, I have no time. क्यों बोलते बार बार ये लाइन? I have no time for myself, I have no time for my children. बार बार बोल के it has become our reality here. Here it is still what it is. Nothing is changing here. From today, just change one line. I'm easy and I have more time than I need. Instead of saying, I am busy and I don't have time. So I am busy, I don't have time takes me here. And I literally start feeling I don't have time because of that. Because I'm vibrating at that energy that I am busy, I don't have time. I'm easy, I have more time than I need. Shift from a feeling of lack to a feeling of abundance. Within 10 days, you will start feeling I have more time. Because it's not lack of time here, it's the quality of thinking here which makes me experience life. My life experience is all about what I have created here. It is nothing about what's going on outside. Nothing. Our head of the organization, who left a couple of years back, at the age of 104, she was traveling all over the world. This country, then this country, then this. She never used the word busy, and she never allowed us to use the word busy. बोली busy किस बात के लिए है? बोले easy है, और हमारे पास बहुत time है. She would go from one country to the other and just get into the system of the time of that country without having any concept of what is called a jet lag. Until 1 month before she died, she was in America, then London, then come back to India, go to Hyderabad, come to Mount Abu, and then in that last 1 month only she was unwell and she left at the age of 104. So it's all here. And not that the body was physically very perfect. No, it was not. Every year or two, the doctor would come and say, "Sabko bula lo, inke jaane ka time hai." She said, "Kal subah hum ja rahe hain, travel hai, program," and she would get up next morning there. One evening before, the doctor would say, "Sabko bula lo." She would quietly tell the sister who used to take care of her. She said, "वहाँ phone कर देना, बोल देना हम आ रहे हैं कल program के लिए." She said, "नहीं, doctor ने बोला नहीं जा सकते." She said, "मैं बता रही हूँ." So when we start taking care of our mind, then life gets back into our control. Because sankalp se srishti bante hain. Our thoughts create our world. If I take care of my thoughts, then not only mind is in my control, my life starts coming into my control. I am busy, इसको आज क्या करेंगे? Delete करेंगे. I am easy and I have lot of time. So if your department in charge or if your senior comes and says, ये भी कर दो, हाँ बहुत आसान है. करना तो फिर भी है. करना तो फिर भी है ना. See, this is the difference. करना तो फिर भी है. One is with acceptance and putting a full stop to all your waste thoughts, and the other is ये भी करना था, ये भी करना आज शाम को, ये भी है. So the depletion is not happening by what I'm doing. The depletion is happening by what I'm creating here. So just create one thought. Perfect है, फटाफट हो जाएगा. Now get back to doing it, and you will actually finish it before time. Only because you're not depleting anything here. Hurt कौन से hand पे आएगा? Left या right? I don't know what time is this. घड़ी नहीं है मेरे पास. Hurt कौन से side पे आएगा? Left. And right पे क्या आएगा? Forgiveness. Releasing it. Letting go. है कुछ forgive करने के लिए? First of all, who created my hurt for me? So why the wound is still there? Because I said they hurt me. So then I'm waiting for them to do something different for me to heal myself. And I can hold on to that emotional wound for. And what I don't know is while I'm doing everything that I'm doing, that emotional wound is dipping my energy. It's like an application on the phone which is not being used, but it is consuming the battery. And suddenly you check your battery usage and you say, this application is using 1 hour. And I'm like, but I never even opened this application. But you didn't even delete that application. Na? So it's still going to consume your battery. तो आज रात को सोने से पहले take their name, write it in the diary. I forgive, I forget, I release, I let go. They did wrong. We are not even discussing what they did. But I created the hurt. Who created the hurt? I created the hurt. Is that true? Is that true? Or they hurt me is true? What is true? They did wrong. If someone has done wrong, they've done wrong. But we're not even going to discuss their behavior because वो तो हमारे control में है ही नहीं. They did wrong. They cheated, they lied, they wronged, they betrayed, whatever. They did that. But यहाँ जो create हुआ, that was completely my choice. ठीक है? Done? Easy? हाँ जी.
At times, I want to declutter my mind. But like you are mentioning, I forget, but it is hard for me to forget. And while doing the meditation, it is so not possible, because the moment I close my eyes, a lot of thoughts are running around, and it is so difficult for me to declutter and gather myself completely and to know what I exactly want. I definitely go for worrying about something, or thinking about something else, or thinking about the future. Lot of thoughts. It is so difficult
That's-
to declutter.
It's because we have not learned how to meditate. The picture on Google shows meditation cross-legged, eyes closed. And we thought that is meditation. Sit cross-legged, eyes closed, and no thinking. Not possible. So meditation is not sit and close eyes and not thinking. There is a way to meditate. So we need to come and learn. If I just sit and close my eyes, then to sara tufan chalega yahan pe. It's like opening the cupboard. Everything that was stuffed inside will all come out. So people get up. They say, this is even more stressful than when I was in action. Because suddenly everything comes out. No, even that which was all pushed behind. So we get more disturbed even when we sit in silence. क्योंकि अलमारी में बहुत कुछ ऐसे stuff कर दिया होता है. You know, कभी-कभी घर साफ होता है, but अलमारी खोलो तो. Because in the process of cleaning, all that we did was put it in the cupboard. Put it in the cupboard. The world should feel my house is clean. But if anybody opens the cupboard, everything will come out. And it is so shocking. I am surprised by what comes out of the cupboard because I've forgotten I put it there 5 years back. So meditation does not mean to stop thinking. Meditation does not mean to suppress thinking. Meditation is a way of thinking. So that's something we need to learn. And once we start learning it, then doing it is very easy. But it's not just sitting and not thinking, because the mind is always going to think. There's not going to be a single moment where there is zero thought. You can create one thought and hold on to it, but zero thought, not possible. Even in deep sleep, we will have one thought. So even in deep sleep, if I have one thought, in an awake stage, in an air where there are so many thoughts, you see, आजकल हवा में भी बहुत शोर है, because मन में शोर है, overthinking. So even the air vibrates at lot of thoughts. So we're shifting from left hand emotion to right hand emotion. So criticism, comparison, jealousy, attachment. Attachment ऐसे है. Attachment means my mind and your mind is split. Attachment means my mind and your mind is connected. So if you are upset, I am also upset. So when the right hand was going low, it was because the right hand was attached to the left hand. And the world taught us that this is normal. In fact, if today you go and you don't worry when your child is worrying, then the world will tell you, कैसी माँ हो, तुम्हें चिंता नहीं हो रही है कि तुम्हारा बच्चा परेशान है. तो उनको ध्यान से बोलना, हाँ मुझे चिंता नहीं हो रही है क्योंकि मेरा काम उसको शक्ति देना है. Because the world will come and tell you you're wrong if you're not worrying. Because they feel not worrying means being indifferent. What they don't understand is not worrying means powerful and radiating power, because the child needs power. They don't need advice. They know what they have to do. And we give them advice, but we worry and give advice. We need to give power. So the left hand is a depleter and the right hand is a energizer. So 2 homeworks for today. 1, who is the creator of the emotion and response? I. So no blame game from today. It doesn't matter if you're creating left hand emotions, you can create worry, you can create hurt. You're not going to be 10 on 10 on the first day. It's a journey. But when you are creating it, just don't say it's because of them. Just say, I am creating this. Even if someone says something to you or does something which you don't like and you are not happy about it and you are creating hurt, perfectly fine. Sit with yourself and say, I need 2 minutes now. But ask yourself, how long am I going to create this hurt? And then you can tell yourself 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, no problem. But within those 2 minutes, after you've created all that hurt thoughts, इतना किया फिर भी ऐसे बोलते हैं, मेरी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, मुझसे कोई प्यार नहीं करता, ये सारे गाने जब गा दिए, फिर उसके बाद एक अच्छा सा गाना गाओ. And send blessings to them. And say, they are in pain. They are not the cause of my pain. They are in pain for having behaved like this today. And so it's my role to send their power or uठ जाओ. So only thing is, don't say they hurt me. That's all. then it's power. हम एक दिन में यहाँ से यहाँ नहीं जाएंगे. It's a journey to go like this. But important is as long as we are moving upwards, because air इतनी toxic है कि if you're not consciously moving upwards, then just the air is making you move down. Just simple. The era of being where you are is over. You can't be like this anymore. Either you're consciously going like this, or just people's minds around you, the vibration is going to make you go like this. So we cannot live like this. We have to live like this. Easy? Okay, done. So one is personal responsibility. Second is because I'm choosing, so which one am I going to start choosing? The right hand side. Done. Third, digital de-addiction. Why we are living more through the left hand emotions? Because we are consuming that quality content. And why your children in school, why they are vibrationally low? Because they are born in an era of content. It's not that they are weak, it's just that their diet is not healthy. So content is equal to emotional diet. So what I watch, read, listen is who I start becoming. My thoughts are absolutely a result of what I watch, read, listen. So first start practicing for yourself, and then gently in whichever subject you're teaching, it doesn't matter, धीरे से एक लाइन बता दे. This is not healthy, इसको ऐसे करना चाहिए, इसको ऐसे करना चाहिए. So start consuming content of the right hand side. हो सकता है? Which means आज से world news. We don't need to know what's happening in the war. हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. हमारे कंट्रोल में ये है. From here, if we change the energy, a lot will change in the other part of the world. Wars had happened even earlier, but in that era there was no phone, there was no content. Now every minute, every phone is getting an update, and which means every minute, every mind is getting updated. And so the energy of fear, worry and anxiety is a different level. So you have to protect yourself from the vibration of the air, energize yourself and thereby energize them. And the first step for that is stop consuming the information of what's happening in the world. We feel we need to be very informed when somebody talks to us. It's okay, say I don't know. They say, oh, you don't know what's happening in the world? No, tell them, do you know what's happening inside your mind? No, na, I'm working on that. Khatam. Don't have to just in that thing of being very intelligent and informed, we keep on consuming so that whoever has a conversation, I should be updated with information. No, it is toxic. We don't need to keep filling it in here. The more I fill it, the more I'll become, the more the world will become like that. So it is time to build up your emotional immunity. So please stop consuming the world news. Anyways, without you consuming, somebody will tell you what happened last night. हो जाता है या नहीं हो जाता बस. एंड फिर भी अगर जानना है कि क्या हो रहा है तो जस्ट रीड इट इन प्रिंट मीडिया इन 2 lines. Watching the visual, seeing that emotion, already we are here. So no world news, not just war, just otherwise no world news. No content which is a depleter. So choose your movies, choose your series, choose your social media handles. Everything is a depleter. If you continue with the same emotional diet, nothing in the world can take you over. Because your diet going into your system is a depleter. So lust, ego, anger, terror, crime, comparison on social media, validation, news, all this is a depleter. फिर हमें पता नहीं चलेगा entertainment के लिए क्या करना है. Important बात ये है कि when you're vibrating here, you don't need to be entertained. You don't need to be entertained. You don't need a distractor because you're so comfortable with your own state of mind. You don't need to pick up a phone just to distract your mind from the stress and the pain that is getting created. So it's a cycle. कहीं ना कहीं वो cycle को क्या करना पड़ेगा? तोड़ना पड़ेगा. So just change your content, and especially just before you go to sleep and just when you wake up. That's the time when the subconscious mind is active. Why children are having mental health issues? Because they're consuming content before they go to sleep. One, they're not sleeping at the right time. So all these things you have to start talking to them, irrespective of whether you're teaching history, geography, chemistry, maths, doesn't matter. धीरे धीरे लाइन एक बीच में बोल देनी है, सोने का टाइम कौन सा राइट होता है? कौन सा राइट होता है? आपके बच्चे आजकल रात को पढ़ते हैं और सुबह सोने जाते हैं, तो नहीं होगा डिप्रेशन तो क्या होगा फिर? एंड उसमें भी फिर पढ़ के सोने से पहले तो नाउ आई नीड सम एंटरटेनमेंट ना. So then सोने से पहले they will watch those crime shows before going to sleep. After this kind of a lifestyle, anxiety न हो तो फिर that is a question mark. Before going to sleep, they will watch those visuals, and not once in a while, every single day. Every single day. So we will have to teach them. You know why? Because when their parents say it to them today, they will not listen because their friends are not living that way. We meet so many parents who will say, my bacha is coming and saying, आप बुरे हो. से क्यों बोला बुरे हो? क्योंकि उनके friends ने बोला कि your parents are so boring. Why? Because my parents are saying, don't use social media and don't use this, don't watch this in the night. So we now meet children who are wanting to be on the right side of a good lifestyle, but because they are smaller in numbers in their class, it's getting tough for them. पहले ऑपोजिट था. सो व्हेन यू एंड मी वर इन स्कूल, तब भी कुछ बच्चे होते थे कुछ उतना अच्छा नहीं करते थे, बट दे वर स्मॉलर इन नंबर्स, एंड जो राइट काम कर रहे थे, दे वर बिग इन नंबर्स, लाइफ वाज फाइन. नाउ इट्स द अदर वे अराउंड. सो अ चाइल्ड, इफ दे डोंट हैव अ सोशल मीडिया हैंडल, दे विल बी 1 or 2 in class. So automatically they will be on the other side. A child who is not watching the latest crime series which every other friend of theirs is watching in class, कम होंगे in number. Now, and this side has also started becoming very verbal in terms of cancelling the other person, making them feel left out. एक बहुत अलग energy create हो गई. They're no more like children in essence. So if their parents say it, it's not necessary the child will adopt to that change in lifestyle. But if it's talked about in school, then at least those who are on the right hand side, they know they are right because their teacher is saying this is right. So they will have the strength to stand on the right. So apart from the subject we are teaching, बीच में we need to give a line about the right way of living. It does not necessarily have to be a separate subject life skills. वो है तो बहुत अच्छा, but one subject is not enough. It will have to keep coming throughout the day, धीरे from everybody. ठीक है, easy? But वो पहले किसको करना पड़ेगा? I will have to do it, which means I will not consume content before going to sleep. And if I still want to consume something before going to sleep, then it has to happen from the right hand side. कुछ अच्छी किताब पढ़नी है, कुछ अच्छा ऐसा वीडियो देखना है, साइलेंस में बैठना है, साइलेंट म्यूजिक अच्छा वाला सुनना है, ऐसा कुछ करना है. एंड इफ नथिंग, कुछ नहीं करना है. जस्ट सिट फॉर अ फ्यू मिनट्स डूइंग नथिंग. वी आर नॉट एबल टू डू दैट नाउडेज, एंड योर चिल्ड्रन तो नॉट एट ऑल, because they've got used to always being engaged by something. So their relationship with their own mind, क्योंकि कभी ऐसे खाली नहीं बैठते ना, कभी बोर्ड भी नहीं होते. Remember जब हमें छुट्टियां होती थी हम बोर होते थे, but we learned to be with ourselves. So just start introducing these things. Starting your every class with a minute of silence. If you enter the class and there is noise, don't raise your voice to go above that noise of the class. Because it's not a verbal noise. It's also a noise in the mind. So when they start studying with noise in the mind, the absorption of what is being taught to them is not going to be good enough. So make it a practice. 30-second silence, 60-second silence, where everybody will get into silence. Silence first here, then silence here. Give them one thought to create. Now start teaching. Even you will be at a higher energy. They will be at a higher energy. Easy? Begin your morning with at least 10 minutes of meditation. कर सकते हैं? Morning should not be a hurried affair. If morning is hurried, then सुबह ही हम यहाँ पहुँच गए. Sleep early, sleep deep, sleep right. Automatically you will wake up early. Automatically you will have time in the morning, and automatically you will be able to energize yourself before you even reach school. हो सकता है? बहुत easy है. रात का खाना शाम को खाना शुरू करें। क्या कहा? वो करने से क्या होगा? You will not need those 2 hours extra for digesting your dinner. You can flat save 2 hours every single day if you have your dinner early. We don't have to sleep 8 hours, 9 hours. जो सब गलत है। वो सही है according to the lifestyle people are leading. But our parents and grandparents never slept 8 hours, 9 hours because they didn't have phones. They didn't have TV. They ate their dinner early and by 9:30, 10 वो automatically सो जाते थे. And जब वो automatically 9:30, 10 सो जाते थे, वो 4, 4:35 automatically उठ जाते थे. अलार्म नहीं लगाना पड़ता था, snooze button होता नहीं था. Because they experienced deep sleep. We are not experiencing deep sleep. So we need fundamental lifestyle changes. Fundamental lifestyle changes. And in your class, start appreciating sanskars of children. This whole conditioning of achievement is equal to success is coming from the education system. जो first आता है वो अच्छा बच्चा है. अच्छा है. Achievement is very important. But then nobody is talking about the sanskars of the children. Nobody is talking about the nature of the child. And if we don't talk about the values they have, then they will stop valuing their own values and they'll say, ये तो important ही नहीं है. Nobody talks about this. So it starts from school and then today the world has created, oh, so and so is the most famous person. Why? Because they achieved. Nobody is bothering about how they achieved. They're only bothered about what they have achieved. What they have achieved is a doing. How they have achieved is the being. Start appreciating sanskars. You start appreciating it, they will start prioritizing it. This child is humble, this child is honest, this child has kindness. Appreciate क्या करो, थोड़े से marks भी देने शुरू कर दो उसके. See, everything will change. Everything will change. But if we just keep appreciating performance and we call that person successful, that is only an achievement, it's not success. Success is when I'm happy, healthy, have harmony in relationships, and then I achieve. That is success. Otherwise, it's only one part of life, achievement. So don't create achievers, they're not fitting in the world. They're not fitting in the world. Because then they have high ego. Because they grew up like this, oh, I am the best. Premier institutes of the country have psychiatrists and psychologists and people are going into depression and people are committing suicide in those universities where those children are there जो first के अलावा कुछ नहीं आए होंगे अपने पूरी school life के अंदर. Why? Because the other side was not taken care of. So start talking about it in class, start appreciating it, start giving it marks, start giving it whatever your validation system is. Validation for the nature of the person. हो सकता है ये? Then it's very easy. And start with 1 minute of silence. And most important thing that the children have to do to change their mind is to change their diet. It is their gut which has started affecting their mind. Medical science has nicely proved it कि ये और ये connected है. If this is not going to get lighter and cleaner, this cannot be light now. So shifting back to eating healthy, energized, home-cooked food. वो सारा मैदा, वो सारा चिपका हुआ चीजें has affected the gut. Gut inflammation is a leading cause of depression and anxiety now. So उसके बारे में भी बात करनी है. Change. Experiment with a plant-based diet. Lighter for the gut. Experiment no screens while eating. आपके सारे बच्चे फोन के साथ खाना खाते हैं. You know, it's such a perfect lifestyle for creating disease in the mind and in the body. Mindful eating. Begin with 1 minute prayer or affirmation and then eat. Energize your food. छोटी छोटी बातों से प्रॉब्लम आई है और छोटी छोटी बातों से ही सॉल्यूशन आएगा. But the power is in whose hands? हमारे. चलो, last, just take out your phone. We'll write out a few affirmations. First, I am a powerful being. Second, I am calm and stable in every scene of life. I'm safe, I'm secure, my destiny is perfect. If you want your children to do this, you can take a few from this and then you can say, I use technology only for my good. I am focused. My concentration is highest. If I have exams, that is, if you all have an exam system, then my exams are a smooth experience always, which means no stress exams. And I have achieved, fill in the blanks, what they want to achieve. We will say our affirmations first thing in the morning, because the subconscious mind is open. We will write ideally in the night before going to sleep or say them before going to sleep as our last thoughts before going to sleep, because the subconscious mind is going to be active. And the last what we say is before we eat, because our food and water absorbs our vibrations. So we say our affirmations before eating, before drinking water. ये पानी जो होता है ना, ये शहर का पानी होता है एंड इस पानी में शहर की वाइब्रेशंस होती है, इसलिए कहते हैं कौन से शहर का पानी पीते हो. So just living in Delhi, you can create stress just by drinking water because it's in the air. So we never drink water like this, we never eat like this. आधी रात को भी नहीं पानी पियेंगे हम ऐसे. Just 3-second pause. I'm powerful, I'm peaceful, I'm happy, body is healthy. पी लो. You've changed the energy of the water. Change the energy of the water. So जहाँ तक हो सके घर का खाना खाएं और घर में खुद बनाएं थोड़ा सा, एंड बनाते हुए अच्छी एनर्जी दें, आपका पूरा घर चेंज हो जाएगा. प्रसाद कैसे बनता है वैसे खाना बनना चाहिए रोज घर पे. प्ले समथिंग व्हाइल यू आर कुकिंग द फूड. एनीथिंग दैट योर फैमिली लाइक्स, मंत्र है, भजन है, कुछ भी जो अच्छा लगता है, इट शुड बी प्लेड इन द किचन. Because every morsel is getting energized, the water of the house is getting energized, the fruit pulses, they are getting energized. And then while you're stirring the food, keep saying your sankalp. बोलो मेरा घर स्वर्ग है, रोज बोलो मेरा घर स्वर्ग है, मेरे बच्चे बहुत strong है, successful तो है but बहुत strong है. Say it in the food and then make it a rule at home. Just before we eat, we take a 3-second pause and we do our affirmations together or we do it individually. Teach them so much so that even when they're in school, wherever they are, they will not have their meals without taking the 3-second pause. And अगर हम इतना कर लेते हैं, we get untouched by the vibration of the air because we start vibrating like this. Come, let's take a minute of silence. If anyone would like to learn the meditation, then we have the Raj Yoga meditation centers of the Brahma Kumaris all over the city. So whichever sector you are living in Gurgaon or wherever in Delhi, there is a center. And the sisters are always there to teach us. It takes 1 hour for 5-6 days, but it's one-on-one, so we can fix any day, anytime. Just call them and go to the center. Bring your attention to the center of the forehead. And see yourself again, the energy, which is the creator of every thought and feeling. Point of light. I am light. I create only high vibrational thoughts and words. I radiate light and power to everyone. My every word is a blessing. My every karma is an energizer. I vibrate at the highest frequency. I am light. I radiate light. And I travel light on this journey of life.